Hi, I'm Lynda Downing, and I'm here to talk about Module 1 for EDL 803, Me and Action Research. So a little personal information about myself. My name is Lynda Marquette Downing. My nickname is Marnie. It is a birth-given nickname, so that's what most people call me. I was born and raised in Garden City, Kansas. I attended the University of South Dakota, where I achieved a BS in elementary education and special education. I did attend the University of South Dakota on a swimming scholarship, and a few years ago I was actually inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame at the university. My hobbies are crocheting, reading, searching antique shops and vintage stores, and traveling. So a little about my career. I just completed my 24th year as an educator. My first year was in Dodge City, Kansas, where I was a special educator, kindergarten through third grade at Northwest Elementary. I then moved to Lake in Kansas and was their special educator 5th through 6th grade at their grade school. I spent 1 year at Grinnell, Kansas as a special educator for kindergarten through 12th grade, which was the whole district. I then moved to Douglas, Kansas, which is outside of Wichita, Kansas, and I was the 4th grade teacher at Ingalls Edison. I then moved to Arkansas City, Kansas, where I was a special educator for 7th grade for Ark City Middle School, and I have spent the majority of my time there. For the last 4 years while I was at Ark City Middle School, I was the department chair for special education. I then moved to Buckland, Kansas, where I'm the special educator for 5th through 8th grade at Buckland Junior High. I've been the special ed department chair for the last 4 years. I've been on the district leadership team for the last 3 years and the curriculum committee for the district for the last 2 years. So now we'll talk a little bit about action research. So what is action research? In schools, action research refers to a wide variety of evaluative, investigative, and analytical research methods designed to diagnose problems or weaknesses, whether organizational, academic, or instructional, and help educators develop practical solutions to address them quickly and efficiently. What are the 4 main types of action research? First, we have individual teacher. The research usually focuses on a single issue in a teacher's classroom. The teacher may collect the data or may look at student participation. Number 2, we have collaborative. This research may include as few as 2 teachers or a group of several teachers and others interested in addressing classroom or department issues. Number 3, school-wide. The research focuses on issues common to all. The school may be looking to address this organization and decision-making structures. And lastly, district-wide. The research is far more complex and utilizes more resources, but the rewards can be great. Issues can be organizational, community-based, performance-based, or the process for decision-making. Well, so what is the goal of action research? The general goal is to create a simple, practical, repeatable process of iterative learning, evaluation, and improvement that leads to increasingly better results for schools, teachers, or programs. What are the main types of action research? Number 1, identify a problem to be studied. Number 2, collect data on the problem. Number 3, organize, analyze, and interpret the data. Number 4, develop a plan to address the problem. Number 5, implement the plan. Number 6, evaluate the results of the actions taken. Number 7, identify a new problem. And 8, repeat the process. So what is the difference between action research and traditional research? Unlike more formal research studies, such as those conducted by universities and published in peer-reviewed scholarly journals, action research is typically conducted by the educators working in the district or the school being studied. The participants, rather than by independent, impartial observers from outside organizations. Less formal, prescriptive, or theory-driven research methods are typically used when conducting action research, since the goal is to address practical problems in a specific school or classroom, rather than produce independently validated and reproducible findings that others, outside of the context being studied, can use to guide their future actions or inform the design of their academic programs. So what are the common problems associated with action research? First, we have workload and time constraints. Studies have indicated teachers who are already burdened with multitasking tend to report inadequate time for action research. Number two, lack of action research knowledge and skills. A lack of in-depth knowledge of action research practices may prevent teachers from implementing this methodology. Limited support. Teachers also may encounter lack of support by their school administrators regarding action research. So this is a quote I wanted to interject at this time. I thought it was fitting for what we're studying. Good teachers leave their footprints behind for others to walk in and continue the revolution. So evaluate your current teaching practice. How could action research help improve your teaching? Being a special educator, action research is invaluable. Special educators rely on data-driven approaches to answer many questions. We use data to identify students, create IEPs, update goals, provide accommodations and modify curriculums if necessary, provide pair services, create individualized instruction, and create, implement, and monitor behavior plans. What does research say about the success of action research? For teachers, principal, and district office personnel, action research promises progress in professionalization. The process allows them to experience problem solving and to model it for their students. Action research can revitalize the entire learning community as well as aid teachers in changing or reflecting their classroom practices. The data indicates action research aids in achieving equality for students, improving the organization as a problem-solving unit, and developing collegial relations among teachers. So the critique about myself. As a special educator, I've used action research individually for years, although I had no idea it was called action research. The steps of action research is what special educators do on a regular basis to complete IEPs, provide accommodations modifications, and provide individualized instruction. How does this support the education success and well-being of students and staff? Action research allows teachers the independence to create their own research, collect the data, and change what needs to be changed in their classrooms. The results of action research creates an improved approach to teaching and guiding students, which leads to more equality for all students. So, this is a takeaway, or the final quote. The final thought is a quote that I got from Barack Obama that I thought was very fitting for what we're currently studying. So it says, "Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. I do that every day. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. It shows you have the courage to admit when you don't know something and to learn something new." So these are my references, 2 pages worth. So thanks for your time, and I look forward to getting to know you in our time in our class.